YouTube, what's good, man? It's your boy Johnny back with another video. So today in this video, I'm just gonna be giving y'all some life lessons that I learned in my 20 years of living that I feel like can help anybody, but specifically for the people younger than me, man. So yeah, I'm not even gonna do too much of an intro. Let's just get right into it. So for life lesson number one, I learned is that you do not have to fit in, right? People, I feel like this starts to, take over people's minds, like fitting in and worrying about fitting in. This really starts to take over people's minds, like from the ages of like 7th grade age to like all the way up to the end of high school to even after high school, right? But the thing that I learned is, bro, you do not have to fit in with anybody, right? Most likely, majority of the time, right? Them people that you are in high school with, I'm not saying this is always the case, but majority of the people that you go to high school with that you think look cool, they may be cool to you, right? I'm not knocking them, they may be cool to you, right? But you don't have to change who you are to fit in with them. You don't have to change, you don't have to become a whole completely different person to, fit in with a certain crowd of people. As long as you are you, I feel like you could, as long as you're a good person, you feel me, a person who, who could vibe with, everybody, then you don't have to change who you are to, be with anybody, right? But the reason why I brought this up as point number one is because, like I said, this starts to take over people's minds from the ages of like 7th grade to, the end of high school. And most of the time, bro, once you graduate high school, you're not going to see those people anymore, and you're not going to even talk to them on a daily basis anymore. It's some rare cases where people, been friends since high school, and then, they be friends throughout their whole entire life. But majority of the time, bro, you're not going to be talking to the people that you went to high school with, at least in person. Yeah, you may be talking to them on social media or, not even that, right? I don't even remember half of the people that I went to high school with. And I'm pretty sure that half of the people I went to high school with don't remember me. And that's the whole point. You do not have to fit in with these people because you are not even going to, the majority of the time, they're not going to be here for the rest of your life. You know what I'm saying? So that was life lesson number one. Let's get into number two. All right, so for life lesson number two, rational thinking. You have to be a rational thinker. Now, I'm going to just break this down in simple terms, right? Rational thinking is just being able to keep a level head, right? In any situation, whether you mad, whether you, happy, sad, whether there's a lot of commotion going on, no matter what, right? You are able to stay calm, stay level-headed, think and get stuff done even when a lot is going on. And the reason why this is important is because you're going to have moments in your life where, everything is not going to be good, but you still have to, think. You're going to have moments in your life where everything isn't good, but people still depend on you. You're going to have times in your life where everything isn't good, but you still going to have to get stuff done. You know what I'm saying? So that's where that rational thinking comes in at, right? You have to think about the end goal instead of just what you're going through in the moment. And I learned that from therapy, you know what I'm saying? Because I was going through a lot. I'm still kind of going through a lot. But when I was talking to the therapist, she told me, she was like, make whatever the end goal is your motivation. You feel me? Instead of just looking in the moment, like, looking at all the problems that you got in the moment. You feel me? Make that end goal your motivation. And when you start to make that end goal your motivation, you start to just think better. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, no matter what goes on here or what goes on here, I'm not going to let that throw me off my pivot. I'm going to still keep going because I got this end goal in mind. I'm thinking rationally. You feel me? So I feel like that's very important for, the younger generation to learn, to know just in general. You feel me? So yeah, that was life lesson number two. Let's get into number three. Okay, so for life lesson number three, it's don't be afraid to try new things. Right now, you probably heard this all the time. You probably hear this all the time, but believe it or not, it's really true. Like, you cannot be afraid to try new things. Most people don't try new things because they're scared of an outcome that they don't even know yet. Like, you may be like, okay, let's just say, for example, you tell yourself you want to run a marathon, right? But you're scared because you think you're going to come in last place, or you think you're not going to complete it, right? You already lost because you didn't even give yourself that belief. You know what I'm saying? You didn't even, give this is something new. This is something new for you. This is something that you don't do on a regular basis. So it's going to take some getting used to. Yeah, you're not going to be good at everything when you first started. You know what I'm saying? And this is where you got to keep that mentality to where, you just can't be afraid to try new things, bro. We got a limited we have a limited amount of time on this planet, bro. So I feel like you should just do whatever it is. You know, if you think something is cool, why not try it, bro? If you wanna, you know, say you drive past, you know, some graffiti on a wall and you tell yourself you wanna go home and start to paint and try to practice painting, go ahead, bro. Like, I just feel like you shouldn't limit yourself, you feel me, to trying new things because of certain fears of certain outcomes. You feel me? Just experience life, bro. Even if you take L's, it's not really a L, it's a lesson, especially at this young age that you are right now, bro. So I feel like if you're not trying new things, you need to at least try one new thing per week, just to start off. You know, if you're not trying new things, if you're not, you know, getting outside or just doing stuff, just try something new. It could be something, you know, it don't even have to be a lot. Let's just say, for example, if you don't work out at all, let's just try to hit 50 push-ups. You know what I'm saying? Try to do 50 push-ups today. You feel me? And do 50 push-ups every day for this week. You know what I'm saying? That's something new for you. Don't be afraid to try something new. You feel me? And most of the time, when people are afraid to try something new because they scared of an outcome that they don't even know, right? When they actually let go of that fear of the outcome and you know, do what it is that they want to do, regardless of if they fail or succeed at it, they feel way better because they did it anyway, right? They didn't let the fear of, you know, trying new things hold them back. So yeah, that was life lesson number 3. Let's get into life lesson number 4. For life lesson number 4 is hard times help you discover who you are. You have to be tested to know, you know, who you really are, right? As a person, you have to go through something in life to know who you really are. You have to be tested, bro. And me personally, I put this in here because I've been being tested my whole entire life, right? It's like, for me, if I'm being 100% honest with y'all, I was just talking to my, you know, my therapist about this too, you know, because I went to therapy for the first time the other day. But yeah, basically, I was just telling her, I was like, I never had a moment in my life where I felt like I could take a deep breath, where I felt like I was genuinely comfortable, where I felt like I was genuinely secure. I never had a moment like that in my life. I'm talking like household wise, you know, just stuff like that. Like, I never really felt secure growing up in life. You know what I'm saying? But one thing that I, you know, took away from that is that it taught me a lot about myself. You know, I had to develop a certain mindset. You know, I had to become a little bit more independent in certain areas of life. You know what I'm saying? At a younger age, I had to, you know, like I said, I had to develop a certain mindset at a younger age. And I didn't, you know, realize it at the time, but being tested, you know, going through stuff helped me discover who I am as a person. You know what I'm saying? Because when I go through stuff, right, when I'm in my head, it really puts, you know, things into perspective for me. It really puts life into, you know, perspective for me. Like, it really, you know, because like I said in my last video, I kind of felt like I was floating through life. But when I kind of go through things, it kind of make it feel like it's real. You know what I'm saying? It really make it feel like, you know, this is really real life, and I have to take care of myself, and I have to, you know, make sure that I'm good, because if I don't, you know, nothing is going to be good around me, because I'm all I got at the end of the day. You feel me? I got to take care of me first before I could take care of anything or anybody else. Yeah, man, I just wanted to bring that up. I wanted to let y'all know that, because, you know, a lot of people may be trying to run from problems, and I was one of those people, bro. But I started to just deal with my issues, man. Once I deal with my issues, I started to learn that I was a much stronger person than I thought. I started to, you know, discover a lot about myself, a lot about my mentality, a lot about, you know, just me in general when I went through things, man. But I'm not gonna say that I want you to, you know, go through like a hard time, but what I'm telling you is you need to test yourself so you get to know who you are, right? You need to challenge yourself at some point in life so you can know who you really are as a person, you know? So yeah, that was life lesson number 4. Let's get into number 5. Life lesson number 5. No hard work, no reward. Simple as that, bro. If you're one of those people that don't want to put in work for what it is that you want out of life, but still expect to get what it is that you want out of life, you're never going to get it, bro. You're just going to be in that same position forever, just expecting the same thing forever, doing the same thing, bro. You're gonna be like, oh, why I ain't a millionaire yet, man? Because you didn't put the work in to become that, right? Look, I feel like no matter where you from, no matter, you know, what circumstances you was brought up in, bro, I feel like if you want something out of this life, bro, you gonna go get it, right? Regardless of what it is, bro. Regardless of what it is. If you want something, you gonna go and get it. And that's just you know, the mindset that I have. You feel me? If I want something, if I constantly tell myself I want this, then I'm going to go get it, bro. I have the mentality now to where I truly, not only that I know, but I really understand that, bro, I have to put that work in. Put in, let's just say you want to grow a YouTube channel like me, right? People will put in 2-3 days of work and feel like, you know, they put a lot of work in and they should get a reward. And I used to be one of those people, bro. But you know, I had to just realize that, you know, things don't happen overnight, and that you have to commit to things, and you have to stay dedicated. You have to stay dedicated, bro. When it's something that you want to do in life, when it's something that you want out of life, you have to think about it every day and do it every day. I know I just came back from a break off of YouTube, right? But for that month of break that I took, I didn't miss a day thinking about YouTube. I didn't miss a day thinking of a video idea. You know, I didn't miss a day writing something down to motivate myself. You know, it's just that I was just going through something, you know, and I just couldn't bring myself to, you know, just get on YouTube like that. But I never, you know, dropped the ball though. You know, I never was like, okay, I'm done with YouTube. I was like, I never was like, okay, I'm quitting. You know, I was never like, I can't see myself doing this. No, I've always had this in the back of my mind, regardless, you know, what it is that I'm going through. So yeah, man, if you don't work hard for what it is that you want, you're gonna get what you work for, right? So if you put in a little bit of work, you're gonna get a little bit of results out of life. And if you're okay with that, then that's you. But me personally, I know what I want out of life, and I'm gonna put the work in to get what it is that I want out of life, man. So yeah, let's get into the next one. Life lesson number 6. Take risks, because this is the best time for you to do it. Especially if you're under the age of 20, you do not have that much to lose. Really, think about it. What do you have to lose? Yeah, you probably got you a job or a car, you know, a little stuff like that, right? But what do you really have to lose? You could get another car. You could get another job, right? I'm not saying that you should do stupid things to lose what you have, but what I'm saying is, bro, if it's something that you want to do and it scares you a little bit, do it, bro. It's a risk. Do it. But at the end of the day, you're going to get a result from that risk. Whether you succeed from it or fail, you're going to get a result. But at the end of the day, you're going to, you know, it's going to be a result, and it's going to be a lesson at the end of the day. But I feel like this is the best time for you to take risks, bro. I feel like if you, let's just say, for example, you 13 years old and you're watching this video and you want to be rich when you grow up. You don't know how the hell you're going to get rich, but you want to be rich. Start a business, bro. Start selling candy at school, something like that, right? What can really go wrong? You feel me? Yeah, it might be a little risk because the teacher's going to take your candy from you. They're going to stop your little hustle, but you took that risk, right? It rewarded you, right? You took that risk and it rewarded you. Yeah, they may have confiscated your stuff and stuff like that, right? But you learned something about yourself. You learned that you able to, you know, market things. You learned that you able to sell stuff. You know what I'm saying? And if I'm just using that, you know, that's like a really small example, but it's a lot of things that you could take risk for in life. But I just wanted to make this whole point because, like I said, you are at the best time in your life to take them risks, bro. Especially at them teenage years. You don't have that much to lose. You do not have that much to lose, bro. So if it's something that you want to do it and keep failing over and over and over and over and over again until you win, bro, because you are young. And I don't know how much time we all have, but bro, we got time, but we don't got time. So I feel like you need to, you know, just do what it is that you want to do and take that risk, man. If that goal scare you, bro, just go after it, man. But yeah, that's one of them things. Like, taking risk is one of them things that I had to, like, really, like, how do I say it? Like, I had to kind of force myself into, because I was kind of, like I said, I was kind of always just focused on outcomes of things. Like, it's not that I was actually scared to do what it is. I was just scared of the outcome. Like, what if I do something and I fail? But then I just learned that it's not really failure, bro. The only time I really fail is when I quit, right? So I'm just going to keep taking risks, bro. Me personally, I'm just going to keep taking risks. That's just what I'm going to do. That's just the type of person I am. You feel me? And yeah, that's just how I'm going to live my life. But for this last lesson, man, for this last life lesson I got for y'all, man, this is probably one of the most important things on this list. Probably one of the most important things on this list, man. Always be willing to learn. You do not know it all, bro. You do not know it all. You do not know it all, bro. You don't know it all. You haven't even been on Earth. You haven't even been on Earth long enough to know it all. You feel me? I haven't even been on Earth long enough to know it all. I know for a fact I don't know it all. You feel me? And when I was younger, I used to like feel like can't nobody tell me nothing, or I feel like I used to know everything, right? But it got to a point where I had to really just humble myself and, you know, take a step back and realize that, bro, I don't know shit. You feel me? I don't know nothing. You feel me? And now the mindset that I have, I'm always willing to learn something. You know, they say, you know that saying, they say you learn something new every day. Believe it or not, that's true. Whether you realize that you learn something new or not, right? You learn something new every day, whether it be about yourself, whether it be about your environment, you know, just in general, you learn something new every day. But what I just want to make this point, you cannot close yourself off to learning, bro. I'm a student of life. I'm going to continue to learn each and every day. You can learn stuff from people 20 years younger than you. You can learn stuff from people 40 years older than you. You feel me? Like, you can learn. It's a lot to learn out here. And, you know, each and every day, I feel like you're never, like, you can never, I feel like for me, life is like a never-ending mission of, you know, it's just you constantly going. You constantly climbing that mountain. You constantly finding out new things. You constantly finding new things about yourself, new challenges, you know, setbacks, you know, times where you succeed. That's just a part of life, you feel me? But one thing I had to really tell myself is that I do not know it all, bro. I really thought I knew it all, and I don't. And if you gonna live your life with the mindset that you know it all, then you're not gonna get far in life, man. So do not close yourself off to learning. Please don't close yourself off to learning. And I wanted to make this the last thing because I wanted to end this video off, you know, with a bang. Do not close yourself off to learning. Always be a student in life, man. So yeah, I feel like that was the most important lesson. And I feel like I just wanted to make this video to help people out, you know, a little bit younger than me, you know, even people older than me could watch this video. But that's gonna wrap up today's video, man. I hope y'all enjoyed. I hope y'all, you know, took these life lessons in. I hope these, you know, stuck with y'all and that y'all could apply them to y'all life, because, you know, once I start to apply them to my life, you know, my mentality starts to become better, and, you know, life just starts to, you know, you start to really just understand life a little bit more, man. So yeah, like I said, if you enjoyed the video, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what other videos y'all want to see. It's been your boy Ajani. I appreciate y'all for watching, and I'm out.